so some of you have been asking why I'm on the run from the police, and it's actually because of things that I have on my disc. I don't really want to speak about it too much because it's not something to be proud of, honestly. It's something that I probably should be arrested for, honestly. I'm sorry, I'm a bit on the edge because, you know, they could be anywhere. And I still haven't got my shirt back.
Never thought we would get here. This is bullies, the same guy who says Dora the Explorer gets him rocked hard. The same guy who brags about Dora the Explorer turning him on. Same guy who defends pedophilia. And a guy who constantly flip-flops in situations. Now, I met this guy about a year ago because he was making videos on Tipster at the time I was, and I thought, you know, he seemed like a nice guy, and I feel like Tipster was just mistreating him like he would do to a lot of people. So I thought, hey, you know, bullies is just one of, you know, someone that Tipster just fucked over. So, you know, I was like, you know what, I'll invite this guy in my community, and I invited him in my community, which is a mistake later on, as I'll find out, with all the weird shit he's been doing. But I invited him in, and the first thing he does, like, the first thing that kind of set a red flag, but not as much as, like, the other stuff, is when he made a death threat to, Tipster, made a video saying that he would, made a video, you know, of an edit of him shooting Tipster, which at the time I didn't think was a big deal. I mean, yeah, it makes him look unhinged as fuck, obviously. Even if as a joke, that still makes you unhinged, but it's like, is that really, like, worth, of me banning him and me calling him out, me disassociating with him? I told him in DMs, was like, hey, this is not really a good look, you should take it down, and all that, because, you know, a lot of people took it seriously, and obviously you should not be doing shit like that, especially because, you know, people will take it seriously knowing that, but it just makes you look unhinged and stupid. So, that's the first thing I thought was kind of, like, unhinged. But then, fast forward later on, like, a few months later, to the, Mr. Sen fallout. He had a fallout with Mr. Sen because Mr. Sen, talked to Angry Slug, and bullies was beefing with Angry Slug at the time, and he saw Mr. Sen as like a role model and a friend, and Mr. Sen was talking to Angry Slug, and that's the thing, I don't like Angry Slug either, but you should not tell someone, Mr. Sen, a grown-ass man, who he should and should not be talking to. That's not your place, for one. For two, that's just stupid. Like, you shouldn't put guilt by association on anybody. And bullies, you know, got mad and went on stream and was yelling at Mr. Sen. Mr. Sen was being polite to IBB, even on the stream. And on the stream he went on, he was, you know, shit-talking, and a bunch of mods were calling, mods of Mr. Sen were calling him a pussy. Even Angry Slug himself was calling bullies a pussy and a bitch. And bullies didn't address them at all. Instead, he only addressed the guy that was the nicest to him, Mr. Sen. And then he started, you know, making videos on Mr. Sen. You know, basically calling him a lolly lover, pedo, and all this stuff. Slandering Mr. Sen, all because Mr. Sen just had enough of his bullshit. Because Mr. Sen, after that stream, had enough and dropped IBB and told him to go away. Because bullies was just being so unhinged to him. So, we fast forward later, and this is when I started getting a bad impression of bullies. He started making these creepy-ass shorts of him saying, I'm rock hard for Dora the Explorer. Then he leaked a Google Drive that had Lolly CP in it, like a dumbass. And then the final straw of me just being done with bullies was finding that video that I played at the beginning of the video of him pretending to run away and had like some CP on his thing, and then him defending 16 and 24-year-olds dating. And then, after I saw him do that in that server, I invited him on my server stage, and I had a debate with him in front of a bunch of people of how 1624 is pedophilia, and he just kept on coming on saying, oh, 16 is not a child, because the age of consent in Sweden is 16. Which that is the case, but it's like, bro, that doesn't matter at all. That doesn't matter. In America, where the crime happened, 16 is a child. And that's the thing, too. Morally, 24-year-olds should not be seeking out 16-year-olds at all. Any circumstances. I don't care what the age of consent is. You should not. A 24-year-old grown woman should not be seeking out 16-year-olds. I'm sorry. That is very too young. You should not be doing that at all. But bullies defense is, oh, it's legal in Sweden. That means in America it's okay. It's like, no, it's illegal in America. It's illegal in the States where Cheney is dating this person. It's illegal here. Not only that, but that's pedophilia. America sees it as pedophilia. Just because you don't see it as pedophilia doesn't mean that we have to see. Doesn't mean it's okay. It's definitely not okay. The fact that you're defending it is disgusting. That's the thing too. There are a bunch of such videos out there of him walking past the elementary school saying, oh, I'm walking past the school again. I guess that makes me a pedophile. So he does stuff like that, and it just made me debate him, and he just defends himself saying, oh, it's all jokes, and all the videos of him saying that he's walking past a school and doing all these weird pedo stuff. He defends himself by saying Mr. Sen and Gigi Evans and Resky told him to do it and were encouraging him, which never happened. They actually told him the opposite, and these are the reasons why they cut him off, because he was doing stuff like that. And he wants to say, oh, but Gigi Evans and Resky told me to do it. They encouraged me. It's like, no, they did not do all that at all. They did not encourage you. They did not do none of that. You encourage yourself. You're just a weirdo, and nobody should be associated with you because you're literally a flip-flopper too. He flip-flops with the whole tipster thing. Like every month, it's either he likes tipster, hates tipster, or supports tipster. It's just weird. This guy is very unhinged, and like he's just so flip-flop because the recent, because Tips has been exposed for a lot of stuff recently, and Bullies was defending him at first, going at people like Exiley and Krista Nork and etc. But then, because when Exiley of all people clowns on him and makes him look like a dumbass, he goes back on his word and says, "Oh, Tipster's not changed. I hate Tipster now, guys." Like, this guy's not trusted at all. He flip-flopped with Steve to leave and Angry Slug, too, because he's like, oh, Slug spread CP. But, oh, no, guys, he did not spread CP. Steve lied. Which one is it? Did Slug spread CP or did Steve lie? Like, which one is it? Like, which one is it, IBB? Like, are you gonna keep flip-flopping? Why are you gonna keep flip-flopping? Like, this is why, like, no one should trust IBB or take him seriously, because he's a flip-flopper. He wants respect from the commentary community, but can't get any because no one wants to associate with somebody who does sus things. Anyways, it's been me, your boy, Lord Triton. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the like button. Anyways, dislike button is gone. It's been me, your boy, Lord Triton. I am signing out. Peace.